In the end, this all comes down to voters, and between policy issues and what's happening on the campaign trail, they have a lot to consider. We sat down with supporters of President Biden, Trump, and several undecideds at a brewery here. Has anything that has happened in the last week, the attempted assassination, the calls for President Biden to bow out of the Democratic race, has that affected your decision?
So, yeah, definitely. I voted for Biden. But it is very discouraging to know that, there's so much support for him to, fall out of the race. And for me, I kind of lose hope.
There were signs at the convention last night that were printed and handed out and that said Trump equals strong, Biden equals weak. Do you believe that sign is accurate?
I think that with the Republicans, they're going to try to say whatever they can to make the current president look weak because that's what they believe. So I wouldn't take that very seriously.
I think the opposite. I think that Trump is strength. I mean, look what he's overcome. He's a representation of the working class. I am the working class. He's, for us, a pillar of strength, of resilience, of just sometimes saying things that we're thinking.
It is important to note that, Trump is a billionaire. One of the things that Trump did in office and would do in office again is, cut taxes for corporations and for the billionaires. And, that's something that hurts working class people, and that's something that we have to fight against. So because of the failures of the Democrats and because of the continued failure of the Democratic Party, the Republicans and the far right have gotten much, much worse and much more dangerous. We need a mass movement of working class people to fight back against that.
But Addison, given the choice between Donald Trump and what he has said about issues that are important to you and a Democratic candidate, who would you choose?
I don't think that is a real choice. I think that voting for either corporate party is a wasted vote. I can't vote for either. Neither is ever going to represent my interests.
Veronica, Donald Trump has said that people coming from the Southern Hemisphere are poisoning the blood of America. What do you think about that rhetoric?
Wow, those are very strong words. They wouldn't be maybe my choice of words, but it's not 100% wrong. There are a lot of different ethnicities, different countries that are coming through the border. So there are a lot of bad things happening and a lot of bad people coming through, but then they're not all bad.
I think it's sad. Aren't we a melting pot? There's different cultures, people from all over the world, And so I see it as very disrespectful, to the human race, to us Americans.
Charlie, immigration is one of the top issues for voters. How do you see that?
My grandparents are immigrants, and I'm mixed. So when I hear stuff like that, it comes home to me because that's the kind of stuff that I've heard before, where it's like, that kind of rhetoric is something that really does hurt people.
It was such an interesting and civil conversation. We did ask these voters which issues mattered most to them, and they had a variety of answers. They talked about crime, education, LGBTQ issues, the economy, and the state of our democracy. That conversation will continue.